Practice question 15 here. Sally made a scale drawing of her garage. So we have another ratio and proportion scale drawing type question. And the actual length of the garage is 21 feet. What is the width of the garage? So scale drawing. So we're taking kind of like blueprints and we're making just a smaller picture to represent some large amount. Get some pen here. So we have 21 feet is the length of the garage. So that here is length, and we want to know the width is what we're looking for. And we have 5 1/4 inches for the length, and this equates to 21 feet in actual measurement, not our scale drawing. We look at our answer choices here. This one is going to be a little bit harder just to try to reason through because the answer choices are 10, 11, 12, and 14. And we've got 2 3/4 of an inch to 5 1/4 of an inch. So it's hard to really rule out any of the answers. So let's just tackle this by breaking our feet down into each individual inch and find out a scale. The first thing I'm going to do when I look at this question is I'm going to use my calculator over here to make some calculations. So I'm going to convert my quarter and my 3/4. I'm going to convert those into decimals so I can use them in the calculator. So my 5 1/4 is now going to become 5.25. So now you can do that by taking 1 and divide it by 4 and it'll come up with 0.25, or you just know a quarter of a dollar is 25 cents, 0.25. Same way with 2 3/4. If I have 3/4 of a dollar, I have 75 cents. So we'll make this 2.75. Apologize for the 7 there. So now let's find out how we can convert this feet to an inch in each individual inch in our drawing, so then we can make a calculation with the 2.75. So the way we'll do that is we'll take our 21 feet and we'll divide it up by 5.25. So that'll divide it up into each individual inch. So we'll come over to our calculator, we'll do 21, and we'll divide that by 5.25. That's going to equal 4. So there's 4 feet. What that means is there's 4 feet in every inch. So we did 21 divided by 5.25. So there is, 4 feet for every inch. So that was feet and that was inch. Let's mark those. So there's 4 feet for every inch. So now we can look and say, well, we need 2.75 of those inches, and each one of them is 4 feet. So we can come to our calculator now and do 4 times 2.75, because we have 2.75 inches, and each 1 inch is going to be 4 feet. We made the calculation, and so 11 is our correct answer there. So we'll get a highlighter here and we will highlight 11. So to recap on these take a little bit of work, but they're not very hard once you kind of get the idea down about what you're doing. And I converted any of the fractions, I converted them to decimals by dividing the top by the bottom, or you may just intuitively know. And then I'm going to take the one that I'm given actual and the scale, and I'm going to divide the actual by the scale amount to determine how much is each 1 unit of the scale. And when I find out what each 1 unit of the scale is, I can then multiply that value for each 1 unit by however many units I have on the other side.